Represent the 10 Ward Mob Squad.
What up, party people? Welcome back to another episode of Hood Talk. Let's get it. Today's news in the hood, I will be speaking on influences once again, part 2. Reason being why I'll be speaking on influences once again, part 2, only and honestly, it's because they are a big part of one's life. So, like you, to get your popcorns ready, it's gonna be a good one, y'all. I chose this subject once again, just in a different format, right? And like I spoke on it before, we have so many young men that be lost under the guidance of anyone except a male positive role model. And that's a death sentence for a young boy. It really is. And what makes it much sadder that the young child don't even know it. I'll give you a quick short story. When I was about 11 years old, I didn't understand what was going on. All I knew was I was home in a project. Mom Duke was using narcotics. Papa Duke was using narcotics. They wasn't even together. That's just something that happened from what I understood, and I was the results of it, right? So, cause that man, he married another woman, and I have a sister on that side. We actually the same age. So, despite that, my mother always had it hard. From what I can remember as a young boy. So, me not knowing at the time that I'm finning and fishing for something that I really, really need, but not knowing at the time that I'm putting myself in a danger zone and also are vulnerable, right? So with that being said, I wanders off. 11 years old, 12 years old, I wanders off. No supervision, no father, no big brother. However, let's say someone much older than me would have put an opportunity together. I would have took it. Let's say that opportunity would have turned out and he would have been a career criminal, or some type of pedophile, right? And I wouldn't even be here right now to this day. So when I look back on those things, I only can get one thing from it. Young men need men in their lives to help them, to guide them, to protect them, to show them the way. If we don't get that, it's going to be hard. So, like I say, man, salute to Between the Lines. They upload some great jailhouse videos, and I will be uploading a jailhouse video as well today and showing you that this guy who's going to be speaking, very bright guy, been down a long time, and at the tender age of 12, he caught a life sentence. So with all due respect, sit back and enjoy the episode.
Was my whole life, right? But I've been in jail, like I say, now since I was 25, so about 22 years, going on 23 years now. So, you feel me? My mind frame has changed. The things that I'm into has changed. It's different, right? I just want to get with family. And it's always been about family for me. But now I just really want to go and spend time with my family with none of the extras.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
For sure.
Before she asks your question, can you just state your name for the camera?
Marvin Smith.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna ask first about gangs because you just brought it up. But what kind of made you join a gang?
When I was younger, it was more because, in all honesty, I was really a follower, like my brother and all them. So I was the youngest out of my little crew. So I had like my big cousin. He was like 6 years older than us. So wherever they went, I went, right?
Yeah.
And then it was cool. My dad, he had life in prison. My step pops, he ended up dying, ODing and dying. So it was like I just hung out with the fellas, and we just began to evolve into. First, we started making up our own little cliques. Like, we're not gonna be real gangbangers. We just gonna be this. But then when you're doing that and you making a rep for yourself in that level, others come, right? And they you attract the real gangs. Like, oh, they hard, them little dudes right there. They see you fighting and things like that, so they want you to be part of their team.
Yeah.
You go to school, you know, it was just, I don't know, and then it just became like something we did. Like, it just became a lifestyle, like normal, something that I done every day,
Yeah.
right?
I got you. I feel like it's a sense of family too. Like it's a belonging too. Okay, I asked him this question, but what's something I wouldn't know just by looking at you?
Something you wouldn't know by just looking at me. I really want to say that I'm really super nice, right? I'm like really low key nice. People see me and they don't think that, like, oh yeah, he just a thug or whatever. But the whole time I'm nice. I like to laugh, smile. If we can't have fun, I really don't like to be a part of, you know, and involve myself with people that if they ain't having fun. Like, you know, I don't like negative crowds and things of that nature.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah.
yeah, man.
You don't have to answer anything I ask you, by the way, because sometimes I get in there. So just say next or skip if you don't want to answer. No questions asked.
I answer everything.
Okay, that's a dark one, but what's the most pain you felt that wasn't physical?
The most pain I felt that wasn't physical, it have to be a death. Like when my brother died, soon as I came to jail, I was in the county and he died. Then when my grandmother passed, you know, my pops, I experienced a lot of death since I've been in jail. Like I said, I've been down for 22 years now. So, you know, over the years, people getting older, they passing, and certain people it hurt worse than others. Like I say, my brother, my dad, he went to prison when I was 3, 4 years old, so I really didn't know him. And I think the fear of ending up like that is what holds me and keep me fighting, trying to see myself out, because my dad passed and he died in prison. So that keeps me wanting to fight to free myself, because I don't want that same fate.
How do you feel like growing up without a dad around impacted you?
I think it left me susceptible to outside influences, right? I think that's what it did for me. Instead of me being able to turn to my dad, like, you know, play sports, catch whatever with it, I turned to outside influences. People that I seen as being men figures. My mom's boyfriends, my auntie's boyfriends, half of them was gang members and things like that, but that's who I seen as male figures, right? So I was easily influenced on that level because, yeah, like I said, it left me susceptible to all the, you know, outside influences.
How do you define being a man now?
Being a man now, I think, is taking care of your business, loving your family, and, you know, just being there and being a person, being a guide, the guiding light, you know, especially for the young, the next generation, you know, not having them stuck in this same place that we're in, coming in and out of jail. We used to think this was cool. The men in our lives told us this was cool. Like now when the youngsters come in here, I tell them, man, do you got your GED? Do you know math? What do you know? You know, I'd have been a tutor, I'd have been different things, so I help people in that realm. I'm about to graduate from college this year, so, you know.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you. So, you know, I think I preach more education than anything, and I believe that's the best way to be, right? Because that's one thing they can't take away from us is what we learn, our mind.
What do you think one of the most impactful like pieces of advice you were given, or what's the most impactful thing that you've learned since you've been in here?
Since I've been in here, the most impactful thing that I learned, that's a good one, because it's a lot, right? Because I have a few mentors on the yard and in prison. Some of them you guys met out here, but the most impactful thing I learned was just to keep your friends and your family close. Don't allow nobody to intervene and, you know, to badmouth your family, like, because sometimes we'll get to feeling some kind of way, right? If we lose contact with certain family, we get to feeling like forget them, they don't love us, right? But someone told me, like, man, they still have lives to live. Life don't stop because you in prison.
What's the hardest thing emotionally in prison?
The hardest thing
The
emotionally?
hardest thing in general.
Well, I'm gonna say not being able to live life, right? Like I said, just being in prison all this time, I see technology, I see things that has come about. Like I said, I was out, there was no social media. There was no it wasn't even MySpace, wasn't even out yet. So that lets you know I've been in jail for a long time, right? I think came out like right when I came to prison, probably a year or two while I was still in the county jail fighting my case. But I think just watching, knowing that life is passing me by, that's just watching it is kind of but like I say, that's all part of my drive also. I don't let it keep me down, keep me depressed. It makes me want to get out, do better. Like, I got kids out there that look up to me, so I give them advice. They ask me what do they think, and I try to be the best father figure I can be for them from here, right? And it's things like that. And, like I say, just being away from my family. My mother's getting older. Like I said already, my grandmother, she raised me, lost her, so yeah.
If your mom was sitting here right now, what would you tell her?
First of all, I'm sorry for not being the person that she wanted me to be, right? Because I changed my whole perception of life when I joined the gang. I dropped my name, my real name, the name she named me, and had everybody calling me by my gang moniker, right? I started messing up in school. That's why I think school is so important now, because I realized that I limited myself. And she always looked at me as being a smart one. That's why I never really played sports growing up. I was always the smart one. I'd be the one putting together tournaments and doing things of that nature at an early age, like getting all the people together. So I apologize to her for not being a person that she created, right? And allowing someone else to take control of that person.
I felt that, but I feel like it's all in there. It's just acting out of character because who you are
Right.
is that. What would you say to your kids?
And do as I say and not as I do, first of all, right? The oldest cliche, but just understand that life is long. They say life is short, but it's really not. Life is long. We have a lot that we can accomplish. I know things don't seem like they're going the way that we want them to go at a young age, so we try to get ahead of ourselves, but we can. It's a process. Life is a process. You go to school, you learn. You get you a trade, or you figure out what you want to be in life, and then you continue to grow from there.
What would you do if you knew you couldn't fail?
If I knew I couldn't fail, shit, that's really a good one. If I knew I never thought about that. Like, what would I do if I knew I couldn't fail, right?
No pressure, yeah.
Nah, because I facilitate a lot of classes in here. So I think that question, if you don't mind, I'm gonna ask my class.
Take it.
Right.
Serious.
Because that's a good one. So if I knew I couldn't fail, what would I do? Because it's a lot that I want to do in life, right? I just want to, but I think it would have to be something that I'm bringing all my peoples together, man. Because I believe that unity, like the Kendrick Lamar thing, how they brought everybody, and YG, how they brought everybody together, they made that crowd, just showed that unity and that love. I think I would love to do something like that. If I knew I couldn't fail with all of the people, and like I say, I grew up in that culture, so if I could just bring everybody together and just let them be in love, I knew I couldn't fail, I could just put myself out there and it's good, I would do that for sure.
How would you do that?
Well, I think, like I told you, I've been putting on tournaments and doing things like that since I was young. I think I've been thinking about it, like I would start like a big tournament, like not like the Olympics, because I would want it to be yearly where people get paid and things like that, but semi, but amongst the culture, the people that I know that's been through this and people that's want to grow, and allow them to get some money though, because I understand that without money, people will not put their heart into it. Bad things will happen because you're getting gangs together, you're getting people together, and I just know that bad things can happen unless people getting paid, so they can tell their people, like, bro, you can't mess off my money. Yeah.
What do you think causes division?
A lot of times it's stupidity for sure.
Well, I hope you all enjoyed the episode and all the topics. So with that being said, until next time, hit that like button. Let me know what you all thought about the topic. Hit that share button so the video can get around. Hit that subscribe button if you already haven't. Hit that notification bell so you can be alerted when I upload more videos. Get in that comment section. Let me know what you think about the video. If you want to debate me or not. Or say what you want to say about the topic. Superfly Entertainment presents, we're not the talk, we're hood talk. If you know someone that's struggling with mental health, mental illness, please give them some assistance. Hood talk.
STP, STP.